Well, here we are, everybody, returning to NCT 127 with Punch. This is actually one of the more recommended songs, so pretty interested to see how that's going. I had to pull out a few different swerves for this last little bit. I found that one of the songs that was on the list was actually an NCTU song. Now listen, not that I don't mind, but NCTU is going to be getting their own week, so I want to keep it for that, just in case. So, my curly hair makes it look like I have crazy eyebrows. So let's move that off to the side and check out Punch. I want to work that first time. Punch.
한방 펀쳐다 휘청거려 해머 아웃 날려 cause I'm a clean fighter 뭘 망설여 네 셔플은 느려 더 바짝 붙어 언제 갤러웨이 공이 울려 함성도 커져 내 피가 끓어 거칠게 없어 We the future and we are dreamers 링은 뒤집히고 우린 패제버 짙어도 nice way 내 귀 속에 kick 그 beat 위로 hit
Okay.
on a 30-second beat 한계 없는 game my mix straight bang like 돌리고 쏟아대 styles make a fight 거짓말 안 해 as high as we can get as loud as we can get 준비한 자가 차지해 we got the championship 거칠었던 난 너를 준비해
Kind of digging this.
긴긴 싸움 달리고 또 달려도 머리 보인 펼치고 너의 신호는 같이 난 눈빛 잡은 거지 풀려지는 거네 너만이 내 exit 쏟아져 파는 힘난 숨 몰아쉬어 눈동 바로 떠 as high as we can get as loud as we can get 대세는 정해져 우리가 다 날려 punch 지렸던 round 난 담을 준비해 매 순간 처음인 듯 일어날 나에게 날리고 입이 아래 꿈꾸던 듯해 뜨거움이 멈추지 않길 더 원해 One more time, one more time 큰 세계로 끝없이 달려가 후회 없이 난 싸워볼래 My show goes on
I love that. Okay. Very, very, very interesting. Now, there is some of the things that I said about Ayo that I could kind of apply here. It's kind of just, I shouldn't say kind of just, but it's one of those ones where they definitely intended it not to sound as pretty. And, again, it lets you know who's truly around and sticking around. But, the craziest thing, I want to say this about NCT 127 specifically. I have never gotten to the end of a 1 week club where I feel like I still feel like I haven't even scratched the smallest of surfaces with a group. And I can't even imagine how the whole of NCT is. Like, we've done some pretty lengthy and storied discographies here. I mean, we're talking Super Junior, we've done BTS, we've done EXO, we've done a lot of stuff. Now, the truth is, like, after a while, you're kind of like, okay, I think I've pretty much covered a lot of things that I think pretty much anybody has covered or can cover. And with 127, I'm just like, I don't even think I've covered like 25%. What is going on here? It's crazy. But anyway, going on with this song. You know, I like the dedication to sticking to this kind of noise music. And could it get maybe a little bit tiresome or something that maybe someone could see as getting maybe even a little bit old or repetitive? Maybe. I guess that's always a conversation to have. However, one thing that I do want to point out, regardless, and that is to say that no matter how you feel about whether or not it's just noise or it's repetitive or whatever you want to say, whatever it is, you cannot tell me that they're not experimental. They're pretty dang experimental. And let's also be real on top of that. Being a little bit more hip hop has its pros and cons. You know, obviously, there's only kind of so many ways that you can go about, you know, rapping in a lot of ways. And I mean, you can say that about singing, sure, but like in the same vein, it feels like it's a little more limited. So the fact that they are so open to having so much experimentation really helps that out. I'm not gonna lie, this is one of the few groups where I haven't felt like that there was a lull. I'm gonna be real, there has been a couple of groups that when we got to like Thursday or Friday, I'm like, I actually I mean, this is no illusion to be broken, but a lot of times when I do these 1 week clubs, I try and record them in batches. And usually it's a batch of about 6 to 8 videos. So I'm breaking the fourth wall here. Yeah, I know. Some people might not like to hear that, but there's a reason why. But like, there's been a few times with a few groups that I'm not going to mention. I'll let you speculate. That by like Thursday, I'll be sitting there halfway through the batch video or the batch session, and I'll just go, I have to take a break. This is all just sounding too similar. This is all just kind of, you know, whatever. And doesn't mean that the music is bad by any means, but I think sometimes people get too hung up on what makes their sound. And for me personally anyway, sometimes some of the music can be a little samey. I'm just being honest here. And I feel like that the most interesting thing is that even though I do enjoy that music, with NCT 127, I've been like, I still don't know what you're going to bring. I still, like, your signature sound, I guess, is aggressive hip hop, but like with noise, and it's always just really quite something that you can't quite predict, I feel like, anyway. So like there wasn't that lull for me here. And like I said, like that hasn't been too common. I can only think of a couple, but bear in mind that I've probably done like 20 or 30 1 week clubs by this point. So it's few and far between, but that has happened. And not with NCT 127. This has been, like I said, I still feel like I was dropped in the middle of the like Point Nemo, and I still haven't even found anything that looks remotely like land. And you know, I kind of like that though. And it feels like that everybody has like their own brand, even within the group, that really just kind of changes everything around. It's cool. It really is. And I love the sampling there you chose for this. It's truly like nearly boss level kind of fighting on an old Super Nintendo. And it just makes me again, for some reason, it kind of just makes me want to run through a wall and just go, yeah! And I don't know. It's really cool though. I actually am growing quite. I will say one thing. At first, I thought it was a little hard to get into some of their music, and just like, okay, like this is really weird. This is kind of strange. But now at this point, I'm just like, oh yeah, this is so good. Oh, they're so good. Like this is new. This is new territory for me. So anyway, let me know what y'all think, and we'll discuss this down in the comments below. Thank you, and we will see you in the next video. Bye, Victus.